This is catch-up mode. I want to make a short desktop review. Really sorry about that. It's a desktop review of Langkawi and the short visit we had. Just if you're a expat thinking about Langkawi, I could just quickly tell you our experience and what we did and how it went. So let's jump onto the map. Alright, so Langkawi is a really popular island off the west coast of Malaysia. It's right up near Thailand. We will scroll in a sec. I went there because, similar to Penang, my mother was visiting and it was a trip she was going to do with my father, but sadly he passed away, so I wanted to fulfill that trip for her. So when she visited, off we flew to Langkawi. So here's Malaysia, and near KL you can jump on a flight and head up to, there's Penang, and here's Langkawi to the north. So it's quite a way from KL. You can get a flight up to here. Now, like we did last time, best way, well, the way I do flights is Google Flights. So you're going from KUL to, oh, I don't know the code for Langkawi, LGK. Search. Alright, here we go, round trip, so let's just do the one way. So right now you can pay all the way down to 79 ringgit in February. Let's have a look. The next one, 79, 78, 140 maybe on the busier times. It's very, very cheap to fly to Langkawi. And then I always like to go into the map. Here we are down into Malaysia. KL is, let's put in KUL. Yeah, and there we go. KL, so Kuala Lumpur to Langkawi. It's a 1 hour flight, 1 hour and 5 minute flight, which would make Penang, I think, around 40 minutes. But anyway, into Langkawi. It's showing 156 ringgit. There were flights for 50, for 70, sorry. Alright, so you make it to Langkawi, you will land. So you see there's a few islands around it, but you're going to come in at the airport here, into Langkawi International Airport. So you're going to land somewhere here. It's pretty straightforward, normal. It's a busy enough airport to have all the things you're going to expect, taxis and cash points and all that stuff. So we decided to stay over here at the Danna, I think it is called. Just waiting. Oh, here you go, the Danna Langkawi. So we stayed here. So it was a relatively short ride from the airport round, and I think we kind of did that deliberately. My mum wanted to stay up at the Datai, a very famous 5-star hotel, but it is a longer drive and it's really stuck out the back here. So we persuaded her that the Danna had a few more things around it that we could easily get to. So I don't know what it's like over this side. I can see there's Four Seasons up here. I can see, yeah, that's about it. So anyway, so we landed at the Danna. I'd go back there. It was close enough. And let's just scroll in. So it's this big white facade building. Had a nice pool out the front. had private lodges down here. I would never stay in those. The hotels often have these like private VIP like lodges, and they're never appealing for me because they're just stuck away from like the action. So you swing in on this point, and your rooms are here. We had sea facing rooms, so that was nice. We've realized over the years that paying for a sea view in the room as opposed to like a garden view or an internal like view is always worth it. It sounds I don't know if it sounds silly or not, but we always are grateful when we pay up just that little bit for a sea view room. I think it's because I get a lot out of the water. So if there's a sea or a lake or if you're going on holiday, you want it to be a good time. Anyway, this beach was nice. It's in this like protected cove, this whole area here. So there wasn't any waves or any kind of sports to do, but hanging out on the beach was nice enough, and going in the sea was, again, nice enough. I did have a little look at this marina just next to us. There are a few nice boats. I think you could, there were guys getting on to what looked like a rental, so I guess they were going to go sailing somewhere. There was a little lighthouse on the end here that I thought was pretty interesting. You can just make it out, some lighthouse. And then off the beach of Danna, I noticed this. There's a little mini resort almost, and there was people eating. I think you can stay there, and it was serviced by like a little jetty down here. That was interesting. We took kayaks out from the Danna, and we paddled around this, and then we landed on this beach. There's nothing to do. So that was one thing. Another thing we did, we walked up this beach, and there's a place where the locals get some food. This kind of shack thing here, and that was cool. We got I got like a iced tea, and I think my kids, one of them got iced coffee, one of them got mango something. That was nice. They did food too. It was like real local kind of restaurant eating. Locals were there, kind of hanging out on the beach. It was really nice. It's always my favorite thing to do is to participate in what the locals would do. So if they hang out on this beach and get iced tea and iced coffee, well, so do I. All right. Now, one thing we then did from the Danna is we got a taxi up to this SkyBridge cable car, kind of little tourist center, basically. In this center, there is a 3D art paradise. I really thought it was going to be totally naff, but it was so cool. You go into, well, you think it's going to be like one room, and it's 3D, well, it's paintings on the wall and on the floor, and you stand in a certain position, and the painting takes shape around you and creates this 3D expression. And then you go to the next room, and the next room, and the next room, and the next room, and all just amazing scenes. It was really quite incredible, and like I said, I thought it was going to be really naff, but it was super, super cool. And I'm not just saying that, it's the first thing I've mentioned, right? So I've definitely taken that 3D art center. There were some food places, there were some shops to buy bits and bobs from, but what we were really there for was the cable car. So it took you, up to, I can't even see where it takes you to. Here you go. Up here to, I wonder if you can see the cable. No, you can't see it, but there's cars running all the time up to this center, this SkyBridge, and this here. This is the SkyBridge, and so the cable car. I shouldn't admit it, but I was a little bit afraid because it starts off kind of level, and then the last bit it really like jacks up. And I don't know, I had a bad experience a couple of years ago with some heights, and it seems to have affected me. And now, oh man, I cannot take heights. Anyway, you'll be fine because everyone else is totally fine. It's literally just me, and I really need to sort that out because you can't be afraid of heights. Come on. So up here it was good. We walked this bridge, took loads of photos. There's like a funny like updraft because of the mountain, and I think we had like some mountain cloud or some fog, and the views from each side are spectacular. This height, it doesn't really do it justice up here, but you can see like one side and then like the other. You can see this whole area. So there you go, the cable car middle station and the Eagle's Nest Skywalk. From memory, we only came into this one. Oh no, that was it. Sorry, I stand corrected. You go from the town to here, and then it's a second bubble across to this one. Goes from that. See those two like pointers, and that takes you across to this one. And from here, you walk across the SkyBridge. Sorry, it's been a couple of months, and I'm just refreshing myself. So that's where you go. There are various levels of ticket. We got a glass bottom bubble. You don't need the glass bottom bubble. You just need a ticket. All the uplift is not required. Okay, so anyway, you get to that one, you come across to this one, you go to the SkyBridge, you have a good walk around, and it's amazing engineering. I don't know how they got it up there. I don't know how they made it. It's a cool thing to do, and it's touristy, but well worth it. Right, so back down, back into here, and we knew there was a waterfall nearby. So I think you could just make it out. Seven Wells Waterfall. So there's 7 waterfalls, and you go up, you go into the first one, come out, next one, boom, boom, and you keep going up. And we heard some were better than others. We went to the first 3, and then I had my nearly 80-year-old mother with me, so we didn't go past the third, and the third was cool. Our kids were playing in the like waterfall pool that landed, and weirdly, since we've left, they've wanted to go back to they've wanted to go to another waterfall. It's one of those things. I guess why humans seek them out. They are captivating. They feel fresh because of the water, landing and traveling over rocks, and somehow that water feels like pristine. So it's had an effect on them clearly, and now we're seeking out waterfalls. But that is also definitely worth a visit. Okay, the next thing we did, we went to the mangroves. So I think from where we were in the Danna, I think we did it with the Danna. We thought about just getting a cab and then trying to get someone at the mangrove centre and working it that way. But in the end, which I'd do if I was like by myself, but we were 6, we thought let's just do it organised. So with Danna, we got our taxi over to the mangrove place. We had a boat. In the end, it was just for us, but I think it was 6. We were pretty much a boat full. And into this mangrove place. Now, again, my mother is edging on 80. And when you get to the jetty, it's really sketchy. It's barrels with boards, and they do move, they do jostle around, the boats are all tied up. But even though she was 80, she managed to get on. So I think your only restriction would be if you had like a disabled person. That you might struggle with, because it's not like you can roll them on, and like that's just not there. But 80-year-olds, as long as you're remotely reasonable, you'll be able to do it. So yeah, let's just zoom in. Yeah, so this is it. So this is all where you take off from. You pull up here somewhere and off you go. Now the mangrove, we got this like basically this, I don't know, 2-hour tour. You see the mangroves, you see like the stonework. They our guy wouldn't do it, but a few of the boats were feeding the eagles, the sea eagles. We managed to see like a viper on the mangroves. There was another bit where the monkeys are. Again, some boats, not our guy, he wouldn't do it, but the other boats were feeding monkeys that are in the jungle. It rained, but they had like water jackets for us, and it's okay. The whole mangrove thing was okay. If you've never seen a mangrove, worth it. Maybe if you've seen a whole bunch, you might be uninspired, but it's nice enough. So I know someone that's living in Langkawi at the moment. I'm not sure whereabouts they are, but there's clearly a population, and there's a lot more to do than what we did, which is the waterfalls, the cable car, the mangroves, and a bit of beach. There's a lot more here, but that's what we packed into 3 or 4 days. I haven't mentioned the food in the Danna. We did eat there. The breakfast was very good, well worth staying for or paying for. And then we had this restaurant, the Terrace at the Danna. Again, that was pretty good, but we found that the main buffet in the evening that was available was great. So we did end up having that, I think, all our days. Just in case you see this water park here, it has been closed since COVID and has not reopened. Big shame, but yeah, it's not there. SkyTrek we have done in the mainland, just in case you spot it. When we went past, it did not look as happening as the one we've been to in the mainland. I can't comment because we didn't go to it on the actual experience you'd get, but it looked much quieter than the one near KL. The one near KL was excellent, and I'd happily go back. Just kind of giving a notice that it didn't look as busy, and I'm wondering if that's a knock-on from that water park being closed, that they're struggling to attract people, but I don't really know. But just want to say it. I might be wrong. I probably am wrong. That's about all I can really say about Langkawi. We whizzed back nice and close to that airport and then flew on. Would I go back? Yeah, for sure. Other places to go before I rush back, but yeah, we'd all go back. That's it.